Today we are answering the question of should I pledge solo? And I just want to offer my advice and basically my opinion on it. If you guys don't already know, I was a president of my chapter. I was also the vice president, and when dealing with my sorority, when you're the vice president, you handle intake, pledge process, neos. You're basically in charge of bringing in new members. You're the membership chair. With my experience, I have had experience with bringing in multiple girls as well as just one girl, and I want to offer my opinion on it. And if any of you guys are contemplating on whether or not you think that pledging solo is good for you, maybe this video will help you out. So let's go ahead and get started. In my personal opinion, I think that joining a solo or being a solo candidate to join a sorority is not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people would think so because they don't have anyone by their side at all times to be like, this is my LS, this is my front, this is my back, I'm the middle, I'm the tail, I'm the ace. Like, you could be the ace and the tail and do good. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that being a solo candidate should hinder your decision to join a sorority, especially if you already know that that's how it's going to be when you join. Like, if you're in a smaller chapter, if you're interested in a smaller chapter of a sorority and you know for a fact that there are other sororities that are bigger and you know that this chapter is smaller, they're probably going to recruit smaller. Sometimes that usually happens. If you know that in advance, then you should already have it in your mind that you're going to be solo and just mentally prepare yourself to be doing this whole thing by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. There have been many a times where I would be the only person there representing my sorority and I'm the loudest person there. I don't care. And it's going to be just like that when you go through your intake process. You're going to be the only one there. You're going to be the loudest one there. Most likely they're going to give you a probate because, I mean, why not? There are certain circumstances where they wouldn't give you a probate, maybe venue issues or whatever. But just be prepared that you may have a probate regardless of you being the solo person coming in. And that's absolutely fine. Rock it, kill it, do what you got to do to make sure that everyone knows that you're a member of this organization. And it doesn't matter of the other people in the sororities who surround you, who have their 30 members or their 10 people that came through the chapter or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It matters not. So if I was an undergrad, because I was a undergraduate advisor, and I have brought in multiple USL girls, and I've also brought in one or two girls, and the only time I would reject someone, and I hate using the word reject, but the only time I would reject someone, which is hardly never, the only time I would reject someone is if I feel like they don't have any contribution that can be made after they cross. And usually that's dealing with seniors, because we do accept seniors even if they plan on graduating in the spring. We do accept seniors, but we accept seniors with the thought that they're going to join a graduate chapter after they graduate. I've had a senior where she was going to graduate in May, but she was going to still technically be an undergrad because she was going to do an abroad program. And that was absolutely fine. And she still does great work. She's going to do great work for Sigma. When she graduates, she's going to do even more work for Sigma. So it's fine. But take that into consideration if you're solo on the yard. Or if you're the solo candidate, you're going to be by yourself. And a lot of times you're going to have to represent the sorority by yourself. Should you be afraid of that? No, it comes with its own perks and it comes with its own challenges. The challenge being that you're going to be by yourself. And not having someone with you to call your LS shouldn't hinder you from joining a sorority if you truly want to join that sorority. It doesn't matter who's joining it with you. You're doing it for you, and the other people just happen to have the same vision as you. So don't let that hinder you. The reason why I wouldn't recommend joining an undergrad if you're a solo candidate would be, I don't have a reason. I actually do have a con when you join as a solo candidate. The con would be if everyone else is leaving and you're the only person joining in undergrad as a solo candidate, because there's no one there to teach you anything who could have stayed. So that's the only thing. Joining in graduate chapter. I think joining in graduate chapter as a solo member is different because there's a different set of, well, it's a different president when you're joining in a graduate chapter, because you don't necessarily have to prove anything to anyone because you're in graduate chapter. I feel like graduate chapter is a bigger, is like a step up in itself to where you don't have to care who's around you or who's joining what around you or how many people are joining around you, because you're an adult and you're mostly dealing with older people, or you're dealing with people who are not in undergrad anymore. So there's not really anything to prove, and you have a lot more confidence if you join a graduate chapter, I feel like, because you're not worried about who's watching you. You're just solely focused on joining the sorority. But that's basically my take on joining it in a graduate chapter. Jumping back to undergrad, I strongly encourage anyone who's interested in joining a sorority to join it, no matter how many other people are joining with you. I think that joining as a candidate, as a solo candidate, is not a bad thing, and you shouldn't be afraid of it, and it shouldn't be something that prevents you from joining the sorority. Other than that, joining a sorority in undergrad as a solo candidate is a good thing. I recommend it. If you have any questions about it, just comment below. I'm sure some of us have been through it, so we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on it. If you guys have any questions, you already know what to do. If you guys are not following me on my social media, please follow me. It is KelsTells on Instagram, KelsTells on Facebook, and KelsTells on Snapchat, though you might not catch me there very often. You'll mostly catch me on Instagram, but feel free to follow me. If you guys have any questions, you can always email me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you in my next sorority Q&A. Bye.